Marty's character and mine deserted at the same time and on the same ship. And yeah, she just liked your tenacious ferocity. She believes
All
there
good,
needs to
all
be
good.
more strong woman.
Right on. And speaking of Marty, perhaps, do they see it? Are you?
Okay. Well, I guess I can go next. Um, so Jackie is a rather tall and buff-looking woman. Um, she is half British, and she talks with like a rather almost like a noble-esque British accent. But she does so in a way that it's definitely different from the way that she actually uses her words. She speaks in a very aggressive tone. She's a very aggressive person. She's the type of person where if you were to look at her funny as you were walking down the street, she'll like fake punch you on your way by. And whether or not you actually like move out of the way is up to you. Um, she does like to start fights quite a lot. Um, and she doesn't like people yelling specifically. Anytime somebody starts yelling, she takes it upon herself to just yell louder than the other person. Um,
Charming one.
she is, however, actually good at her job. She is surprisingly good with weapons, despite being kind of. I mean, she is a woman. She is kind of on the frailer side of things, but she is deceptively strong in that respect. So.
Oh yeah, no problem there. There are strong women. Uh, nice. And how did you end up in the crew? I forgot to ask.
Uh,
That was quickly. Pardon.
so my character is a female, and she was captured, and they on the boat they call her Le Coco because they were on an island, and whether she did cast the spell or not, the coconuts fell from the tree and knocked out a couple people, and she's been threatening people with her evil voodoo magic,
Ooh.
trying to convince them that she was the one that dropped those coconuts down. And she was tied to the tree with her long hair, and she ended up having to pull half her hair out of her head. So she has a big scar on her head.
Whoa.
And she's a ragged looking woman. She's missing most of her teeth. She's got a tattoo on her tongue that was given to her. Well, she was drugged and taken away, being captured. She's not sure why her tongue was tattooed. And yeah, she's well groomed for what hair she has left on her body.
Yeah.
And but she's frail and looks very intimidating. And her real name is not to be disclosed at this time.
Wow, that's pretty intense. I did forget to mention real quick. I think some of you implied like, yeah, okay, so you were drugged and captured Shanghai, I guess they would say. And then Carly, how did you end up on the ship, or do they need to know? Is that your own business?
How did I end
Mm,
up on the ship?
Yeah. Or did anybody? Well, no, you were captured, right?
She doesn't know why they captured her.
Oh, they would probably, as in essence, you were probably press ganged, and which was not uncommon. So they would take people off the streets or out of bars that were unable to defend themselves, and just you'd wake up on a boat. Uh, yeah, and some it worked out or it didn't, of course, but
Yeah, she's not the most approachable woman.
but
I think for Zhang and Jackie probably, well, they, after a heroic battle led by Jackie on the ship that they deserted very
Yeah.
very with lots of dignity.
Yep, absolutely.
With a lot of dignity, they left, and Zhang Shrang probably just walked up aboard this ship when it was there and started talking to people
I
and
dare you throw me
decided that
off.
she
I dare you.
belonged. Yeah,
Yeah.
I dare you. And if anybody did dare her, then I'm pretty sure Jackie probably would have given her the old fist in the face. So
Yeah.
Well, that's terrific, and I'm going to say that you guys actually made your mark, and that sort of happened, and you did end up punching out a sailor, and that kind of asserted yourselves as a place on the crew. And the three of you, being female, are sort of gravitated to each other, and roughly, we'll say two, which gives you a subtle bond. Uh, and you're the only females on the ship. Besides, yeah, that's it.
all three of us.
Yeah. Any outstanding wardrobe? You mentioned your hair, and the rest you said was well groomed and tied up and put in pins. So, anyone else?
I posted a picture in our Facebook group, and so her hair is pretty.
Right.
Her face is kind of like that,
Got it.
except
Playing cards or
except
something.
yeah, but she does smile more though, and like kind of and she'll like giggle occasionally. She's almost like when you pay attention to her, she's almost a little girlish, but
Gotcha.
if she notices that you're watching, she becomes very still.
Um, so I mentioned, okay, so we're kind of going to start a little intro adventure here, if unless you guys have any more questions or anything, and we can play a bit on the fly. This is meant to kind of round out a few edges and get some experience. It's a little local adventure. I had semi-planned, just sort of put the finishing touches on it. Uh, you're sitting there, and I said that you were with Punky, the short, and Bloody Bjorn, but Punky isn't there at the moment. I have to correct that. And you're waiting for the captain. Is there anything you would like to do while you're sitting here drinking? And make sure that you have any equipment you think you would have, and it would have to be very simple. You could now say or kind of forever hold your peace in a way. Um, and yeah, you really don't have much, and you just have your personal equipment really. But anyway,
Mm.
uh, playing some cards and so on, I guess.
Yeah, Zhang carries a deck of cards with her normally, and yeah, she's been waiting a while, and she's starting to get a little bit bored, and it's crowded in here, and she turns over to one that she thinks looks stupid, and she says, "Oh, yes, I can see there's lots of greatness in your future, and I don't see that very often here. Could I can read your future."
It's a drunk priest, and he's sort of got a stained smock, and he doesn't seem to be much of a priest, but you barely can see his little lapel thing, right? He's a Catholic priest, uh, and you can tell he's drunk, and he's like, "Ah, your future," you say. And so, give me a die roll, charisma. If you get less than your charisma.
Mm,
Meanwhile, the rest of you see Punky come into the entrance of the tavern, and he seems a bit disheveled. He kind of keeps himself well attired, surprisingly. He's got usually nice pantaloons on that are kind of tied in under his knees in his quaint little fashion, and his stubby little legs, of course. And he's got a unique little silk shirt on usually, but his shirt is missing. He's kind of bare chested, and he's got a little cloak on, and he's being a little sneaky. When he sees your table, he comes over and kind of sits down. He goes, "By the By Christ's balls, we're in trouble. He goes,
I rolled a 1.
oh yeah. Okay, you're in the middle of fleecing this. You've spent the last 10 minutes basically. What do you want to? Do you want to get some information from this guy, or do you want to just see if you can bilk him for money? You seem to have him sort of enamored,
Yeah,
and
she's, but have you compensation for my gift? She says.
yeah, and you told him of a beautiful future. You have him kind of enamored about this paradise that he'll attain with so many women and whatever, or
God
men.
himself will thank you for your sacrifices.
Okay, give me a 1d4.
Mm, mm, mm. 3.
And you get 3 silver pieces.
Yeah.
But you're curious, and you kind of stop the game a bit and kind of go, "No, you stop," and you turn back because you see Punky has come into the room, and he looks a little bit like flustered, and he sat down and he's muttering something about big trouble, big trouble. Uh, we got to get out of here. He goes, "They got the captain.
Ooh.
He's up at the fortress."
Uh,
Well, how in the hell did he manage to do that?
And he flushes a little bit. You see, last night we were there, and we were guests of the governor, of course, and everything was going well. And then, Calico, and him and his women. Before you know it, the governor's wife showed up, and things went a little south. Uh, their accusations flew, and well, the governor locked him up.
Stupid man.
Well,
Women's much smarter.
you didn't see the governor's wife. He kind of winks at you. Yeah, she's a devil woman. Has the governor's wrapped around her finger. I'd watch that one. But the captain, he's in the dungeons. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. She's
Oh, well,
Well, I suppose we'd better go save his hide.
yeah. I have a thing. I have a suspicion as to what they're planning to do with him, and I'm gonna like look out the window at like the hanging bodies and shit in the gallows.
yeah, and Bloody Bjorn is like, oh, he's kind of shakes his head a bit. He sees he's been drinking already a little bit, but he's like, oh, and he kind of wakes up and he's listening now too. So go ahead, I'll let you guys play. But the dwarf gapes a little bit and he goes, "Get him out." Oh, right. And he waits and listens. Go ahead.
So the dwarf was there last night. He knows the way.
Yeah, I was at the governor's mansion. That's not the fortress. And you have seen the fortress when you sailed in. It's on the left. And when you leave sort of the village proper, so to speak, you go up this kind of nice tier, and then it's kind of worked out. And then there's a causeway that goes into a typical fortress, which in these areas, as you can see on the picture here, actually, if you're on roll 20, that's the entrance of Port Royal. That's an actual recreation. Okay. And on the left is the fortress, and you guys are down in the village proper, okay? Those bigger ships aren't here at the moment. Pretend they're not here, I suppose. There are a few ships in the harbor, of course. And that's it, though. That's Port Royal. And on the left is a fortress, and then it's usually hollow in the middle, and then there's like stables and a chapel and barracks, administration quarters around the outsides of the fortress. And then the dungeons are usually near the barracks area or side of the fortress. And so you know that there's options to get in. I'll let you think about it a bit, but the obvious ones are through the front door. There's often a door in the back somewhere, like a sortie door, but it's usually closed and locked. Climbing the walls and so on. There's all sorts of different ways to get in, but anyway, it's your call if that's your choice. The first hurdle you'll probably face if you go up the front, there will be 1 or 2 guards on post on the main door going in, which is big double doors so that wagons can actually go in. And it'll probably be open during the day, closed at night sort of scenario. And security is pretty lax, but there are soldiers stationed on the walls of the fortress, and once a while the governor's obligated to send a few soldiers into the streets patrolling or whatever to keep things from getting too out of place burning down. But it's actually pretty rare. And he's usually doing it because he's been bribed. Somebody's like a merchant, right? Says, hey, get down here. I'm paying your whatever. Beat up so-and-so. So I'll let you think about it for a bit because you have other options as well. It's your call. But the captain's held. He's in the dungeon, and the dumbass. He was or you're not sure the details, but well, he gives you a few more details. He says, yeah, she's a vixen, and she actually I would say almost that she seduced Jack, but well, a man's a man, and I think. But it didn't play out well when it turns out that her husband wasn't as drunk as they thought he was, and decided to come back from being passed out on the floor. Woke me up, damn it. That's why I came here. But I could hear him yelling, and then I could hear the soldiers coming, and then I could hear the clank of manacles, and I could hear Captain Calico squeal. I mean, he was very noble as they dragged him down to the dungeon.
I bet he was.
Yes, noble is what I'd call that. Not stupid. Don't worry about it. Definitely not stupid.
So, do we talk to this man, or should we just kill him?
I mean, I'm down for just running in and punching through the gates. I mean, we could honestly even just climb over the walls. It doesn't sound like they're that good at their jobs. Kinda sound like they're shit. If we wait until it's dark, I doubt they'd have many people posted even.
I cast my spell, Invisibility.
Ooh.
Yes.
One of you is sort of like the sneaky one, right? Which one of you would have been sort of the spy of the group, let's say, or scout?
I think fucking Zeng.
Yeah?
Which is unfortunate, because I'm
So,
not sneaky. I'm pretty
Zhang,
big.
Her
I'm gonna...
dexterity is really good, so.
Oh, wow. Okay, we'll make a dexterity roll.
Okay. Now that I said it's really good, I better not lose it.
Yeah, it's 18. Hey, you rolled the 18, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. Okay, so you rolled under 18, so you got 17 or less, I imagine.
I got a 3.
So you're chattering and stuff, and Zhang, it's that old instinct, that cat instinct you have that's kept you alive these many years. As you turn and you'd forgotten that priest, sort of thrown him off, but he hadn't forgotten you apparently. And you turn around just as you see him kind of getting up and leaving, but he's looking back, and you can see him looking at, I don't know, I'm not sure who was saying the last few sentences of going in there and killing everybody at the fortress.
Probably Jackie.
But anyway, he seemed to overheard you, and he's kind of he's just getting up, and he moves away, and he starts to walk outside or to the entrance of the tavern.
That man is going to make trouble for us.
Which one?
The stupid-looking priest.
Oh, perfect. Okay, well, let's go make trouble first then. And I'll get up and follow them.
And the priest, he's not as You're starting to think that he might not be as drunk as he came off when you were beguiling him.
Hmm.
And so I was going to say Jackie got up and moved swiftly toward the priest, who just exits. So he would be probably he'd be near distance, 30 feet. So but he is exiting, and he turns right, and you see he suddenly moves quickly, and you're chasing him. You were saying, right? Or
Yeah, I'm gonna go
following
after
him.
him. As soon as like,
He's not
as soon as
running.
he gets, yeah, as soon as he gets close enough to like what I would deem to be an alleyway, I'd like go up behind him, cover his mouth, and like duck inside.
Okay, while this is happening, we'll give everyone else a chance to react as they see fit. Buzz or Carly. At this point, we're not rolling initiative. Um,
Is there anyone else watching us or paying attention to us in the bar?
yes, you quickly look around, so you can spend a round doing a surveillance of the bar, see if there's other spies. So you realize now there are spies in Royal Port Royal.
She'll try and bluff and just say to Lococo, well, I did not like the captain anyway, so you might as well just go to bed and leave.
Say loudly across the room. Yeah.
We're leaving now in peace. In peace and harmony, we leave this bar.
We are not going to the fortress.
We're not going to the fortress.
Buzz. It's like Monty Python. Is he AFK?
Ah,
Oh, he's
I
here.
just kind of I'm kind of at shock about what's going on here because I've been captured and forced into this situation a little bit, and part of me wants to just run away. So
Okay.
leave, yes. Oh, very well. We shall leave for sure. And I kind of start scurrying to the door.
Now, I will mention though, Buzz, most people ended up in that scenario. You're now far away from where you were taken. Now, just to let you know, right? And most times they often took on the life and so on and things like that, and
Oh, okay.
uh, and embraced it. And in this game, that's sort of the essence too. And I like the idea that perhaps you're reluctant and everything, and it goes, and that's fun to role play that. So anyway, I've said too much. Actually, I'll let you play this anyway you deem fit. If you go
And
different way, yeah.
Do our crew members also come?
Yeah. Bloody Bjorn is kind of, he's not very bright, and he's looking at you, and one of his eyes is kind of wall-eyed a bit, and uh, he goes, I'm not tired. I just woke up. But he shrugs and he's looking, and he's looking where he goes, after he gets up though, and he goes, I say we go follow this chap. Or what? I don't know. You tell me. He's puzzled.
She says, come, and to the door.
He'll follow.
For a restful night.
Jackie, as you're first out the door, and you turn and you see the father. He's going, and the crowd is pretty bustling. It's 10 in the morning. There's merchants and stalls and callers and people going to and fro. And he's moving at a pretty brisk trot toward the fortress area. But you said that you were going to close with him. Give me a dexterity roll, or
Dex.
or
Okay, yeah.
intelligence, because
Okay.
because it depends how you use like the terrain. I'll give you the option to roll either one.
Oh, there we go.
And so you close quickly on him, and he does not sense you come up behind him. And in this part of town, any alleyway, pick your alleyway, you could grab him and pull him any direction, or do what you will.
Yeah, I'll grab him and I'll duck into the alleyway right quick. I'll just make sure that his mouth is covered. I'll actually like almost because I'm wearing like my they're not necessarily brass knuckles. They're more like it's a literal thing of like old man's dentures on my fist. But I'll like stick it in his mouth so he can't bite me, and we'll just dip inside the alleyway.
Okay, you grab him, and the others, I guess you would be following pretty close. Anyone else following them?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm following.
I think we all are.
Okay, Marty, make a strength check to see if you can. This guy's pretty rotund, big
Oh,
priest.
I'm good at it too. Oof.
Oh.
What'd you roll actually?
That's unfortunate. I rolled an 18. I had a failure.
Oh wow, an attribute. So he surprises you and spins around. Oh, what's going on? And he's big, rotund father, and he is roll initiative now. So how that works is you all roll dexterity rolls. If you make yours, you go before this guy. And he's rears back and he's gonna wallop you with a big fist. It looks like. Anybody pass?
Trying to get there.
And anyone who passes gets to go. You decide who goes first and does what first, and this way this game works. Ooh, 1.
You can
Anybody?
roll the little dice that's beside your attribute too, Buzz.
Oh, pardon me. You guys did already roll. So, yep, you decide who wants to go first if you succeeded on your dexterity roll.
Okay. I succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
So so they're both in the alleyway right now?
Yeah, and they're near, so you're like close enough that you can get there and act.
Wait. I'm just trying to look and see my character quick. Don't remember my stats. Oh.
Yeah, there's another fight going on in another alleyway over there.
I'll try and help Jackie to subdue him.
Oh, so you run in there and make a strength check. Yeah, you try to grapple him.
Yeah, she's not wise and also not strong, so.
Yeah,
Failed.
he's big, and both of you, he's just, nope, and you tell he was an old wrestler back in the old seminary days or something.
He'll be dragging us all back to
Yeah, he's fighting, and
fortress.
he hasn't acted yet, but you just haven't managed to grab him. Buzz, you can act, or unless you did not make, I don't know, was that a 9 or a 1? Which one was the? If he accidentally, is he with us? Oh, he's muted.
I think either way, if it's a dex, a 9 still works for Buzz because his dex is.
Oh,
dex
sorry,
is
I was
10.
muted there. Yeah, I accidentally hit that twice, but
Both
yeah,
win.
my nine passes.
So right on, your go.
My character's pretty shy of battle. I'm gonna try to cast my invisibility spell.
Oh wow. Now, how does that work? Not to put you on the spot, but is there
Um,
some
so
zippy flair?
I get one. It says I get one spell that I can know, and that's what I got. And it's
It's a handy spell that you just blink out.
yeah. So I can go invisible until if I get hit, or if somebody attacks me, or I attack somebody. I'm pretty sure I just hid my spell area there.
What does it look like when you cast a spell? Like, are you like sort of the typical voodoo thing?
Yeah, I'm kind of covered in rags and I hide my hands a lot and my face, and I'm a pretty haggard, shy individual.
Yeah, yeah. So you just went to a little shadow area and cast a spell, and all of a sudden now you have to make the roll to see if it works. So you have to make roll under your intelligence. Also, if it does work, you can cast it again.
Failed.
Oh, you hit it on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, it does work, but you can't cast it again. Pardon me. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but unfortunately you did roll 12. If you if you rolled less, you would have been able to cast it again, and you can cast on other people too, I think. But all of a sudden you're invisible, and some gap-toothed lady that thought she saw you kind of blinks and sputters. Hmm. So that's your action. Now it's his turn. And he goes, and he's pretty well. You kind of got him in the alley a bit, so he fights back, and he goes to punch you in the face, Marty. So roll a dexterity roll.
I'm not very good at that. Nope, still not very good at that.
Oh, he wallops you
Damn.
for 2 points damage.
Okay, and just checking with the way that our armor works, does that negate damage? Is that how that
Oh,
works?
if you decide to use your armor, you can soak the hit points or use up your armor points.
Okay, I'll use up my 2 armor points for that because I only have 5 HP.
Actually, you would only use 1 armor point to soak up an
Okay.
attack. Yeah, a dice pool. So you're, and his fist, rings off your cuirass or whatever leather it happens to be, and it's your guys' turn. Or do you roll every round in this game? I'm trying to remember.
Jackie hasn't gone. Well, I guess Jackie went first, technically. She
Yeah.
tried to hit.
Yeah, roll again. Everybody roll dexterity, and if you succeed, you go.
Okay.
Succeeded. Yeah, so it says my invisibility spell is good. I can stay invisible until I'm attacked or dispelled.
Oh, I know, forever, right? Like, just impressive.
Just the life of the invisible man.
Or if you perform, oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Carly.
I was just gonna say, Zhang succeeded, and she has rope, and she's gonna try and wrap it around his throat to get him.
Okay, sure. That still would be a strength check. I'm afraid.
Okay.
He's just fighting you off, and it's funny. You guys trying to take this priest, hogtie this
Failed
priest.
again.
You can't, man.
Let's just go back to the boat.
Who else succeeded? Buzz, you succeeded. So you're visible.
Yeah, am I fairly close to the action?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you went and I suppose you're outside. Yeah, you're near. You could move in there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go approach this priest, and what's he wearing?
Well, like heavy kind of priest smocks, sort of this black and white wool. Probably gives him 1 armor point.
Is there any kind of? Oh, it's daytime, so there's no torches lit or nothing.
No. Oh, I forgot to roll for weather, but we'll just say it's kind of overcast.
Is there any way I can walk up and trip him?
Pull down his pants.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna try to sneak up and trip him very, very quietly. I have a little juju stick. I'm gonna stick it between his legs and kind of push him.
Okay, dexterity. Now, bear in mind, if you hit him at all, okay, yeah, you might appear, right? Pulling actions like actions might make you appear.
Okay.
So if he fell on you or against you or something,
Okay.
but
That's well worth the risk.
so in other words, if you fail, you'll probably expose yourself.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna slowly sneak up behind the priest and no words, no sounds, and
sure,
try
go
to
ahead.
slip my juju stick in there and trip
Dexterity
him.
check. Yeah. Dex and nice.
Succeed.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good. He doesn't know what
First battle
happens.
success.
Yeah, something invisible tangled his legs up and he falls down. Wipes out. So you will get advantage, of course, on your turn. He's at disadvantage until he gets up. And good move, Buzz. Anyone left?
I haven't gone. But he goes first before I do though, right? I
Yeah,
failed.
that's right.
Okay.
So he uses action to get up, and then he moves about, well, tries to scramble down the alleyway away from you. So he's about 30 feet away. That's what he does. So he's near, so you can still move and perform an action on your turn. So that's his move.
Okay. My action, I'm going to basically just like bull rush him. I'm just gonna run straight at him and then just clock him upside the head.
Okay, right. So that's a strength check.
There we go. That hits.
Oh, just.
I know.
Okay,
I don't know why I'm rolling high for those.
now a bare fist, you're a fighter type, right?
It does a. I have a D8 is what
Oh,
I have there. I did
wow.
2.
Oh, too bad. So you do give him a stout cuff, Ugh, and you're there fighting him, but he doesn't go down or anything, and uh, that's it for the round, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead, roll your dex checks. And this is basically how the rounds work. I'll double check to make sure we may not have to roll every round, but I think you do in this game. You guys haven't rolled well though on your attacks. He's just been squirming like a.
Yeah.
Can I try and tie him up?
Again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just keep going at him with the rope.
Yeah, you run up and go ahead, make your strength check.
One of these days.
Ugh, so close.
Nope. Who's next?
I succeeded. So he's still on the ground.
No, he got up and his turn. He
Ooh.
ended the last round, and then he used his round just to get up and move a little ways down the alley. And he also, pardon me, he got up, and as he moved, he pulled out a flintlock.
Is there any kind of rocks or pebbles or anything on the ground?
Oh yeah, there are some cobblestone streets, and some of it's just mud.
I'm gonna try to throw some stones at him.
Okay. Yeah, you scoop some and throw it. You're still invisible. Now, this again, if this fails, you may expose yourself.
Okay.
Because that's how I'll act. Like you can be visible all day, but if you do start doing actions, if you fail, basically you'll appear often or whatever. Anyway, I'll have to think about it.
So that's dexterity again.
Correct.
Ooh.
No, nothing. But you do not. He's not looking at you really, so he doesn't see you. You're still invisible. And the rock just kind of go clink, 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 and down the alley, I guess. Anyone else succeed?
No.
This priest is gonna kill you guys. So he pulls out the flintlock, and click. Goes to, and oh no, I'll roll. Actually, I guess 4 side. 1 or 2, it's Marty. 3 or 4, it's Carly. Marty,
Oh.
make a dexterity roll.
Oh,
But first thing I'm gonna do
Failure.
is first thing I was gonna do though is I'm gonna roll 10-sided. If I roll a gun, the flintlock doesn't it misfires. Close. Oh, failure. So he shoots you with the musket. Now, did you use your armor? And do you have more?
I do. I have two. I had 2 points, so I used one. So
Do you wish to use it before I roll? I'll roll damage, actually.
just preemptively, yes.
Oh, I didn't roll bad, a 3, but poof, the musket ball cracks and there's gunshot rings through the village and somewhat. It's a noisy village and stuff, but it quickly is muffled, and poof, and part of your armor just blasts apart. And he kind of curses, "Oh, by Saint Joseph, you brigands! How about you? You rot in the bowels of hell!" He screams, and I guess anyone fail their thing? Has to act?
Yes, I did.
Okay, go ahead.
So
You're like, woo!
yeah. um Jackie's gonna say, "Oh well, fuck you then," and she'll take out her flintlock and just shoot him. Or at least try to.
Okay, now what I should have done, and pardon me, I ripped you off, Marty. If you don't
it's
have
okay.
your pistol drawn, you're fire at disadvantage. If you want to
Okay.
draw it and shoot it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll still do it because that sounds like fun.
Okay.
Do I roll for this?
Unless are you specialist or anything? You are.
I am the weapons master thingy, so like I just need to double check myself.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm the
Let's have
master gunner, so.
Yeah, let's have a quick look because this might be your thing. You know, where that's your special
Oh,
kill.
I can actually do it as an extra attack.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Very effective. Very nice.
Yeah. So I can punch him and then shoot him. I can do both.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do the Actually, I'm gonna punch him first.
Okay.
Or try to. Let's see. We're gonna punch him. I punch him.
Oh, close again. Oh, you're tough. Yeah, that's right. 17.
Oh! I punch him like out for a lot.
oh, you're gonna get another pair of dentures.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then does he die to that or?
You knocked him out.
Oh, cool. Okay.
You
So
knock him
like
out cold.
halfway through, like
Crack.
I'm holding my gun in my hand, and
Yeah.
I'm like ready to shoot him, and he just falls, and it's like.
Yeah, you clock him, and then he kind of looks at you. Just he's out cold.
Okay.
Missed
Well,
opportunity.
I guess I don't have to shoot him then, since he's already on the ground.
I suppose. I start tying him up.
Now, gunshots aren't good in the village, just so you know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, everybody heard it. It rung through the little valley. So, but anyway, it's not unusual. Just to let you know, gunshots sometimes blast out.
Okay, I say to you, quick, put your gun away. And I go running out of the alley and help, a man tried to attack an old woman. And she's making a big scene out of it.
Jackie's gonna put her gun away and like zoom out of the. Oh, I'm gonna try to grab his purse if he has one first, and then I'm gonna run.
Take his money first.
Well, here
later.
I don't. You call for help. The chances are slim. I would give you a charisma roll at disadvantage. See if anyone heeds your call.
I'm pretty sure you have to yell fire.
Old
I'm pretty sure
right,
fire is
yell
what you have to
fire. That's what they say. Okay.
If you were
roll
like
at disadvantage.
you're in modern North America, you'd know these things.
Oh.
And,
oh, wow! Everybody like does not care at all. They're like, shut the fuck up.
roll dexterity. Roll, Carly.
Okay. If I'm being attacked, I get advantage for dodging.
Somebody's dumping dishwater on your head.
Oh my god.
Trying
That's
to
so rude.
from some loft or something. Oh wow, that dexterity. Wah wah. You Jackie Chan to the left, and you see a whole bunch of gross bath water, and well, who knows, maybe even pot chamber pot. Somebody's like, "Shut up!" and
I look
and
up and I yell at them in whatever my native language is.
uh, and it's like, "Shut up, shut up!" You hear like a whole bunch of dogs start barking, woof, 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 woof. And way down the ways, you see two redcoats. In the distance in our measurements, distance away. You just see them as you see they got their muskets out and they're walking. They're probably investigating the gunshot that rang. They'll be here if they're distant. They'll at their pace. You estimate they'll be here in a while. You have time to skedaddle. You estimate, but
So the priest is on the ground right now.
yeah,
He's not knocked out though.
he is knocked out.
Okay, so like right out unconscious.
Yeah, he's not dead.
Okay.
Pardon me, I just have to run upstairs real quick.
We just could not get this guy.
I know, it was so bad.
And then Buzz is throwing rocks and they're not going anywhere. And I keep trying to strangle him, but I can't.
I can't believe I failed on my strength right at the beginning. I'm like, well, shit.
Twice.
It's like the thing that I'm good at, bro. What the fuck? I did just wallop him with a punch, though. 7 damage. Oh.
Yeah, it knocked him right out. Collect his teeth.
Yeah. My armor's all fucked up now, though, so that's kind of shit.
Yeah, it was a large cost to take on this old priest.
Ooh. We could pretend to be like a priest and to get into the fucking fortress.
Awesome.
Strip him.
So you come back and yeah, there's two redcoats. Gonna be here soon. Better not linger too long. You're still invisible, by the way, La Coco, or
yeah. I'm gonna go loot the priest and look for any important stuff on him quickly.
Bloody Bjorn turns to you and goes, I'll slow down the redcoats. You guys get the captain.
You didn't help us
Sounds
fight
like a
at
plan.
all.
Yeah, and he goes tearing off. And so you check out the father. Roll D4. He's got a crucifix, a rosary.
Ooh.
Rosemary or Rose? No, rosary. Yeah,
Rosemary?
Yeah,
yeah, rosary.
Rosary
Rosary and
a
a crucifix. Yeah. He also around his neck is he's got a necklace of silver, but it's got a little. Well, it's not little. What caught your eye? It's about the size of a small hen egg. Appears to be a crude of the day. It would be very expensive handmade glass, and there's something inside the glass. This little capsule.
Okay, I'll take his necklace, and if that's about all he had on him. Hey.
And you think it's a piece of wood.
Okay.
A little shard of wood that's in the capsule.
In the
thing.
capsule. Okay.
Yeah.
Just writing that down. And then I'll whisper in his ear while he's unconscious. Ligba is watching you, and I'll kind of scurry away. Ligba is apparently the voodoo god, which is known as the devil to some.
Ooh. Ooh, wow. And he kind of groans and paws feebly. But you guys quickly move up, and the fortress isn't far. You can get there, and like as the picture implies, it's probably about a 2-minute jaunt. It's pretty hard to climb the walls and everything. It's pretty well the front entrance. There is the wall on the west side and south face. but they look very daunting. I'm not sure if, I don't know. It's your call. Front entrance probably have 1 or 2 redcoats in attendance.
Mm,
Your armor is spent, I think.
Yeah.
Jackie.
well, we could try and knock out the redcoats and wear their armor.
You guys wouldn't pass as redcoats.
We're women. That's the issue. We could try to seduce them.
Yeah, quite a
I don't
group.
know how that's gonna work well
I feel like we're
for
all
Shang.
not good for
There aren't many
that.
women in Port Royal. That's
Yeah, we could do that. Seduce
it's a
them to get back past, or seduce them to distract them.
I was gonna like seduce them to get them away from the door and then beat the fuck out of them and then go inside. That
I
was the
feel
plan.
like that's an extra step.
True. True. Um. Okay, so you said we can't go up the side. We can't go up the walls. You said it's too hard.
You can try. You'd have to wait till night time.
Mm.
Well, daylight is. There are actually soldiers on the wall and patrolling. Probably a couple. The whole garrison is maybe 20 redcoats.
20. Okay.
We could
There's
just try and walk in, like we own the place. I am here to see the whoever's in charge.
Here's where it gets a little tricky. I'll let you think about it for a minute. Now, I'm assuming you're going to either move away from the unconscious priest, or you mentioned.
Oh yeah, I thought we were already going up to the.
Yeah, I
To the
was gonna.
fortress, huh?
Okay.
Is our friend still invisible?
Yeah.
Well, before we leave, we should probably maybe hide the priest or something.
I was going. Can we?
Well, that alley. I mean, he'll be found, and the redcoats may not find. Actually, they're coming. They may not find him, but anyway, go ahead.
I'm going to just remove all of his clothing so he looks like a drunkard.
Got it.
Good job.
He's
Do you want to
definitely
keep?
just a passed out drunkard. That's it.
Do you want to take
Yeah.
his clothing? He's got big, heavy priest robes, and they're
Well,
type that his cowl was back. Like you put a cowl up as well.
Okay. Will that help with my armor situation at the moment?
Oh, if you switch clothing, you could. It was AP1, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll throw my little Gambleson clothes that I was wearing into my backpack, and I'll
Seems there
switch
was a
over.
priest among us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put the cowl over, and if you're a bit lucky, I guess you can pass. It might be tricky when you get in close range. You'll
Yeah.
have to. Then there's going to be rolls made and stuff, right? But
Try to look like a man.
yeah, anyone at near distance will mistake you as a priest. And he was often drunk and stuff too, so you just lurch around if you want to.
And then Buzz is still invisible, and so maybe you could just bring me in as your guest. The priest, you're there on holy business.
I don't know if I can drop my voice that low. I can try, but I'm
I'm the
going to tell you
priest.
now that I'm not very good at it.
And I'm not very wise.
Well, it's too late because you're walking across the causeway up to the
Yeah.
entrance, and there's 2 very bored-looking redcoats. One's picking his teeth with a pick, and the other one's talking to him. And I says to my aunt, I says, "You can't take my brother from me. He's my lover." And then trails off, and he turns towards you, and he challenges you, and you're about 30 feet away. "Oi, who goes there? Father. Father Amos. What brings you here?" And they appear to be moving to let you pass, and then they see that you're accompanied. "Oh yeah, bringing somebody, I see. Who's that then?"
Father Amos cannot speak right now, for he has a sickness. I am just here to translate his will.
He steps back a bit, startled, and give me a charisma check.
Please pass. It's moderate.
You mentioned disease, though that might make them panic.
Oh.
He goes, and he does. He kind of goes, "What disease? What kind of disease? Father,
Not
stay back.
disease, just an
Has he got the
illness.
plague? He got the bloody plague? Jesus Christ!" And he kind of panics, and he's putting his shirt over his nose. And he goes, "Jesus, Father,
Yes, you better get out of the way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
You
walk.
better get out of the way.
So what I'll do is I'll let either of you make a charisma check to see if you could just bluff your way. Like they just in terror, they just shrink back from you, trying not to
Not
breathe the
not me.
humors. And you're
Okay,
invisible, Buzz,
I'll
and you
go.
can intervene. And if you want to do something, let me know, of course. But just beware, if you fail in action, you'll appear. If you,
Oh.
Why?
I'm gonna play pretty quiet here for a minute.
I failed.
right? So they, the one turns and kind of shrinks back, but the other one steps in the way, and he kind of, "Oh, hold on. Who is it there then?" And he reaches forward he has his musket in front of him. "Who are you? Who be you then?" And he points his musket at Shanzi.
I have said I am the translator until his voice is clear again.
"You move along, strange lady. And you, Father, you got the boils? You can't come in here." Actually, let me retract that. That was well played. I should have made you roll for that. That wasn't necessary. And I want to move the game along too as well. That wasn't fair. So let's retract that, retro that. I'm going to say that they terrorize, they shrink back, and they assume that the father's coming in and perhaps is carrying the plague with him. And that's some weird witch doctor apparently. Just because it's getting a bit later too. So, excuse me. You guys bluff your way into the inner courtyard of the fortress, and you do see a couple redcoats on duty, but they sort of ignore you because you got through the main door for the moment. You look around, and to your right, you immediately see the barracks and what is probably the area where the dungeons will be kept. You do see a guy come walking from there, and you guys don't go too far in. You kind of stay a bit in the shadows, and you're inside the keep now and being somewhat ignored for the moment. And this guy, he's wearing kind of riding breeches. They're real tight and stylish for the time. And he's got like high top, slick, black, glossy boots. And he's wearing a white, perfect shirt that's like starched and pressed and has the latest frills and fancy lace all around the cuffs and so on. He walks with a crisp sort of officer's gait, and he must be the governor. He's got a paunch that he tries to keep sucked in, but it's definitely a paunch, and it makes him look a bit funny with his tight pants as he kind of waddles across the courtyard. He's got a heavily waxed mustache that's apparently the fashion somewhere, probably in Paris perhaps, and it's curled ridiculously at the ends. And he's like, "Yes, that felt excellent." He's rubbing his hands together. "Most excellent indeed." And he's being followed by this big, heavy brute of a man. He's not wearing a shirt. This other guy is basically wearing leather kind of chaps, and they got kind of streaks, a bit of blood on them and things like that. And he's actually kind of grinning, and he's, "Oh, yes, yes, sire. Yes, governor, it was indeed. Well played, governor, well played. You gave him a flogging worth the best." And you listen to them as they walk by, and he goes toward the other side of the fortress where there's probably his quarters, his office.
Okay.
Please.
Lakoko, did you want to go maybe scout ahead a little bit? You can kind of slip in there and just let us know what, like, exactly where he's at. I'm assuming he's the bloody bastard that they just flogged.
I tap her on the shoulder without saying nothing as a gesture of yes. And I proceed forward.
And you scurry, and no need for rolls at the moment. And if you're watching and you're careful, you may see a little ripple in the air, and you may see the footprints, and you may see if there's smoke. Certain things, if you're watching, if you're wary, you'll realize that being invisible isn't like a carte blanche necessarily, just to warn you. But for the moment, you glide and you see the swirls disappear through an archway, and Buzz, you turn to the right and you see stairs going down, and you surmise that's where they came from. And there's you see down below there's a torch fluttering in the breeze, and a hallway extends away.
There's nobody down there that I can see.
No, you'd have to go down.
Okay, I'll go down the stairs very slowly and gracefully, paying attention that these stairs aren't.
Okay, bear in mind, time is ticking. So if you're moving slow, you're going to be eating up rounds. Now, so you go to the stairs, and you kind of start scurrying down it and looking. And for the moment, you see there's some holding cells down here. There's a open foyer to the right that's sort of seconds as a torture chamber. And there is some rudimentary torture device there. Nothing too extensive. The British government doesn't want to go too crazy. But there is a couple racks and stretching devices and so on. And on the left side, there are a couple holding cells. Actually, more than a couple, probably about 4 in a row. You see they're occupied by a few different people. And you recognize the captain, of course. Kind of, he's laying on his side on a cot. And not really
And
moving at the moment. Doesn't see
no
you,
guards or nothing that I can see.
No. And it's not a real extensive dungeon, as you can tell. The whole thing's probably 50 feet long, the whole piece.
Okay, I'll go up to the captain and
the door is locked. He's in.
ooh.
Okay, now let's go back quickly. It's been a couple rounds as you've quickly taken stuff and look around and scout the place. Or it's been, let's say, 1 round. He did it pretty quick. You have 1 round to act. Anything you need to want to do?
I'm gonna.
Or pardon me, I meant that for the other players.
Okay.
I think we'll just start making our way over there, just like through the shadows, kind of inconspicuous. I'll mutter like in a deep kind of voice, like, I don't know, priestly sounding shit, just so that, kind of sells the bit a little bit. Or like, I don't talk, never mind. I'll have Shang over here mutter priestly shit.
Okay. And yeah, so you shuffle across, looking like a priest. You think a priest should look. And you got your cowl up, and you're hot though. You realize, like, God, how do they put up with this? But anyway, you're just like, and it smells like this big guy, man. Like, it's gross. And you have lice, by the way, now.
Great.
If you didn't already.
I probably did, to be honest.
But the two of you are getting close to this arch, and you're kind of like trying to pretend you look like you know what you're doing. So that's what you do. Down below, by the way, you get to the door. It's locked. Buzz, your turn. Your go.
Okay, I'm gonna wake the captain up.
How?
I'm gonna say his name. I forget his name. Where's our character list here?
Okay, so he kind of groans, and you can see he's hurt. His back is a bit of a bloody mess. He flogged him good.
Captain, have you seen who locked the cage you're in?
Make a charisma roll. See if you can get him up. because he's
I
pretty.
have a feeling his charisma's not good.
Ooh, I fumbled. Very.
Okay, the guy in the next cell. You see this big black guy, and he comes forward and he's just got a crazed look in his yellow bloodshot eyes, and he lunges through the cage and tries to grab you. You leave the captain alone, demon, he says in this Afrikaner kind of accent, and you recognize it's, well, actually we'll see, but he goes to grab you for the moment. And you're invisible, but he was somehow he spotted you.
Well,
Does
maybe
that
we're just speaking.
Now you make a dexterity roll, but you get an advantage because you are invisible. So you roll 2 dexterities and you take the best one.
Ouch.
Wow.
What is going on?
Okay, this big guy, man, he grabs you. Got you, demon. Got you. And he smashes you against the rails. Die, demon. You will not kill the captain. He's my friend. Wham, wham. And you realize a bit late that this is Black Mambo.
And now I guess I'm not invisible anymore.
Oh, but it only does 1 point damage, I rolled.
Okay.
Lucky.
Yeah. Very lucky. I rolled the lowest. Rolled a 1. Yeah, he could have. How many hit points do you have?
I had 6. Now I have 5.
Ooh, he could have messed you up.
And I know Black Mamba.
Yeah, what is your relationship with him, however? And you're invisible, so he thinks you're a demon that's come to take the captain's dreams or whatever.
Black. I kind of
Okay,
with my face in the fence there. I just kind of say his name. It's me, La Coco, La Coco.
I've been throttled and wang, wang, wang. Like 1 hit point, he bloodies you a bit, like he hits you, but you realize you're lucky, yeah. Okay, so we'll wait though till next round, actually. But you are like, it's me, and you become visible as well. By the way, now the two of you come down the stairs. You followed up because then all of a sudden you heard Black Mambo's deep growl, yelling, "Demon, I have you!" And he says, "Wang, wang!" He starts hitting him against the rods. And just as you get the bottom, you hear from behind you that German voice again. More. I see. Excellent. And it's the guy without the shirt.
Hmm.
And he's coming down the stairs behind you.
We're at the door now.
No, you're down the stairs. You've joined him.
No,
I thought you were gonna follow him, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Like we
but
went to the
like
bottom of just.
we're at the locked door now. Well,
yes, pardon me.
Black Mamba, get out the way. We're here to save you. And I take out my thieves' tools and I try and pick open the lock.
And he's like, oh, and he's still holding you, but he lets go. But then he's look out, and we have to roll initiative because the keeper comes walking into the room, the big German guy, with the barrel chest.
Okay.
Black Mamba can't help; he's locked up in the next cell. And the captain now is kind of getting up, though. He's weary and sore, and he's looking up. Jesus, Jackie? Oi, is that you, La Coco? Look out! And he joins Black Mamba.
Bloody hell, yes, that's me.
Being choked.
So go ahead.
Okay, so the guy, he sees us, like he's with us now, the German man.
Yeah, it's action. Yeah, he's there.
Okay.
Oh, and the governor's with him.
Oh.
Pardon me. Yeah, you see, what's this? And you see this rapier comes out. It seems we have more saboteurs. This won't help you, Captain Calico. I will have them all executed. All of them! Let's get them! Hans! Sick! And he kind of uses Hans as this big pit bull guy in front of him, and Hans pulls out this huge knobbed club.
Maybe we should just let them arrest us.
He's like, pat, pat. Yeah.
I mean, we're going to die either way. We might as well die fighting.
And Calico's like, quick, give me the lockpick set.
Okay, I'll
You
hand
can
it
start
to him.
working the. Or actually, no, you can pick the lock. What am I saying?
Okay.
But anyway, who's first? Carly succeeded. Buzz.
I gotta roll a 1.
Yeah. Well, it's up to you.
Crit.
Whoever wins, you decide how you want to use it as a party.
Is the
Okay.
lockpick a dexterity check?
Yep. This one's pretty simple, so it's straight up dex check. You're like, oh, I got this.
Oh, and I also get advantage on it for being a rigger.
Right. So,
I'm
but you
gonna
failed a few of these, I've noticed tonight. It's like, oh. Go ahead, Buzz.
I'm gonna walk up to that torch, and it's kind of up the stairway a bit, is it not?
There's more torches in down here too.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to one of the torches and grab one
Right?
as my move there.
And Carly, go ahead and make your roll if you want to pick the lock.
I did, I passed.
And it easily comes free. And Calico, he's up now though, but you can see he's hurt and he doesn't, he's only got a few hit points at this point. But he's like, and he's like, excellent. He's got a grin on his face. Thanks. And he nods.
That's
But
my
she's-
captain.
And the governor, he steps forward and he moves in to attack. He goes, how about you? And he moves in with his rapier, swinging at Marty. And you're like, but I'm a priest.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make a dexterity check.
I'm just
Actually,
not very good at dexterity.
Oh, I was just gonna say, do you still have that priest garb on?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, because he wouldn't attack. He's not very smart. But anyway, you're lucky you have it on, because it absorbs the rapier strike, unless you want to take the damage.
No, I'll use it. I'll use the armor.
And you slip out of you wrap up the blade for a second and fling off the carb, and he looks at you in startlement. Ah, woman, imposter! I knew it. And and then the big beefy German guy goes to grab Carly in a bear hug. Roll a dexterity check. Oh, Hans Crush.
Oh. For as a rigger, you also get to roll dex to try and dodge. Can I do that with advantage?
Oh, yes. How does that work? No, dodging, how does that work? That's for... I think that's for missiles and things like that. What does it say again?
I passed both of the rolls anyways, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to interpret that. That's because do you get to dodge and then make a dexterity?
I think it just says what I have written down is roll dexterity to roll/dodge.
Okay. Yeah, well, you're powerful characters in a way, right? So he goes in to grab you. Oh, sit still, and you dodge, you duck out of the way. Oof. And your turn. Anyone who has a turn? Left?
Both of you guys went, so then it's just me. I'm going to run up to the governor and I'm going to punch him in the face now.
Yeah, that's a brutal brawl move. Poof.
Oh, fumbled.
Oh, in this game, that doesn't necessarily imply now if that would have been your flintlock or something like that, it
Okay.
might have jammed or anything. But In this game, you can get crit hits, and you can get crit hit by somebody else. It does double damage.
Okay.
But something like attacking somebody, as far as I know, there's not like a fumble.
Yeah.
But as a DM, I'll role play one if, like, you know what I mean, if it warrants it. But at this point, it's a big whiff.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can like wrap around him and get my gun up underneath him if I can, as like my bonus attack with my gun. I'm assuming I don't have to.
You gonna shoot him?
I'm not going to shoot him. I'm just going to like blunt edge like
Oh,
up in
okay.
here like, hey, maybe don't fight us, cause I'm gonna shoot you and it's up against your head.
Sure.
Okay, let me double check here.
Now, that's a tricky move. So what I would do is, no, go ahead. We'll see if you succeed at getting it in position. Then
Okay.
you have to make it like a charisma roll to see if you can make him, you know, move an inch. I'll give you a third, a third
So
eyeball sort of thing.
so is that's me going into melee, right? Like I'm not shooting him.
No, so I was gonna
Or
this is a strength move, I guess then.
okay. So that's a success.
So the gun's out and quickly under his chin. And now it's your luck that the governor happens to be quite a coward, in fact. And so I'll give you a charisma check at advantage to see if you can, like, if he just freezes or tries to, do something heroic or so on.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm not so
Or
difficulty I go advantage.
yeah.
Okay. I'm not very good at charisma. Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay, so anyone else got to act this round?
I think that's the end.
Okay,
Yeah.
so quickly roll again, dex checks, and if you succeed, you go. And
Ooh, kill.
Crit.
Carly definitely goes first. Or
Okay, I guess I will.
that was a good idea though, Marty. Too bad the rolls.
Yeah,
This hasn't gone well tonight. Wow, the dice.
no.
I guess I'll throw a dagger.
At the ox or at the governor?
Hmm, the governor. If I'm gonna do dumb things, I'm gonna do really dumb things.
Go for it.
Okay.
Oh, and it hits.
Success.
And he's not wearing any armor.
Good.
So go ahead and give me a D6.
Okay. D6.
Oh.
Oh.
6.
It hits him right in the chest, like upper chest. He shrieks out in a shrill kind of bleat.
Ooh, this is gonna be bad.
Yeah. And and anyone else got to go?
I failed my dex roll.
Yeah, I've failed
Oh.
all of them so far.
Got it. So it's their turn. Now that actually, that really hurt him. Like, he gives out this shrill shriek and and he stumbles back onto the stairs, again, plucks the dagger out, and he drops his rapier, clang, and Hans is like, oh, and he gives out this sort of bellow and charges at you, Carly, and tries with his big bear hug. Give me a dex check. That seems to be his German move. Crush you.
And
He grabs you.
can I try and dodge again as well?
Yeah, you can dodge out of his grasp.
Okay.
So I shouldn't pick you to fight, eh?
Just not to try and hit. Hopefully we didn't just jinx me though.
Yep, he missed. Woof, big miss again. And for now, the governor's you're not sure what he's going to do yet. Is it his turn now? Oh, right. Yeah, he stumbled up the steps a little ways. Yeah. That's it for the round. Anyone else get to act?
I get
Buzz.
to act.
Right. Go ahead.
I'm holding the torch, and am I in front or behind the big German?
I'm not sure. That's up to you.
Okay, I'm
You're
gonna.
usually kind of in frontish, and if you want to get behind him, I might ask you to roll. Might not. Depends how you'd play it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to throw the torch right at his. I don't know what he's wearing, but if he's wearing something that looks semi-flammable, I'm gonna try to catch him on fire.
Oh, he's bare-chested.
Okay, I'm gonna try to throw it
Hairy
right at
though?
his
With
face.
a leather apron. So yeah, go for it. He's do some damage. I wouldn't do a whole lot. Well, we'll see. Well, with a crit it'll do double damage. So roll d4 and it's doubled as you
Nice.
ace him with a.
Aw.
Oh, that's too bad.
It went twice there, so I got a 1.
Yeah, even though so you didn't do enough damage, but you hit him, and he puts up his arms as the sparks fly, and then you hit him right in the head, and a big burst of sparks and stuff, and he bellows in pain, and stumbles back himself a bit. And
Is the captain or Black Mamba gonna do anything?
yeah, he's gonna try to kick the door open.
It's unlocked.
No, oh yeah. So he picks up the captain, or him and the captain are going to be running by you, and now's our chance. Now this guy, you stunned him, Buzz, with that crit. You realize, and I use roll a 4-sided and divide it by 2, and that's how many rounds he's stunned, as he's got sparks in his eyes and stuff. So you guys got one round. The governor, he's like whimpering, and he's going to get up and run away. But you guys have a chance to get by him and run around him.
Yeah, I haven't gone yet either this turn.
Oh, of course. Pardon
so
me.
Jackie's also going to run up to the whimpering little coward and deck him if I can. Yeah.
Shut up.
Seems to be the theme.
Well, he's going to be yelling for guards and stuff, right? So that's a good idea.
Not if his jaw's broken.
Which it
Frank.
might be.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
that's enough. You knock him out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to roll to see if he dies. He does not die. If you roll 6-sided, you die in this game when you're knocked out. But you clock him out. He's about to cry. He's about to scream out, guards! And you just deck him. Break his jaw and he's out.
Okay. And I guess we can't really loot him because we're still in combat with the big German guy.
Yeah. But he's stunned around. He's bellowing kind of, bratwurst.
Bratwurst. Just to be an asshole, though, I'm going to grab the corner of the governor's mustache and rip it as I'm running by.
It's fake.
Is it?
Yes, and it's an item of his. Oh yeah, you got and it comes off, and you're like, what? It's fake.
I'm adding it to my item.
They're expensive though. Those well-made. They did that a lot in those days. Yeah, that's for sure. That's the governor's mustache. That's perfect.
Just to humiliate him a little more.
I'll take that. Yoink. And while you're at it, you see he's got his fingers are bejeweled.
I'll take whatever I can within the short amount of time I have before this big German man turns around.
Give me a dexterity check.
Oh fuck.
We'll see if you can successfully. Okay, you manage just to get one ring with a ruby in it. You're not sure what it's worth, but it's nice. His rapier is pretty nice. It's well balanced, nice rapier, very nice. But that's all you have time to grab. He had other things, but it's let's get going because the German guy's spinning around. I'll kill you. Anyone else get to act this round? So you guys have one free round.
Oh, that
Oh,
was just my normal turn.
Yeah.
Oh,
could I
did we
also try to
No, that
loot the
was
guy, or
you
is it
looting.
just
okay,
No,
yeah, I
yeah,
gotcha.
pardon me. You stunned him, so he doesn't get to attack you. Or are we done that round? I'm trying to remember.
what do we do?
Okay,
I
well,
think that was the end of my turn, so I was at the very end, I think.
yeah, I thought that was the end of the round. Okay, so it's a new turn. He is stunned this round.
Can I also try to loot the governor, or is that just a one thing?
Yeah, but that'll take up. But the captain's going. He's got a blanket, and he's trying to. He wraps it over top the German, and he goes, "Run, lads, run! For we're all locked
Okay.
up. The guards, once they're at the top, we're all done for." And this,
Okay, I run.
yeah, you kind of had the chance to loot the governor. I was going to kind of say, and so you guys take your chance to abscond from the dungeon with you guys all burst into the courtyard, and looking around, it seems to be abandoned. Um, and without further ado, you run out the front door, and the two guards aren't quite ready, and uh, you're
We have the
basically,
plague.
yeah,
Get
you,
out
We
the
have the
way.
plague.
uh, well, I was kind of wrapping up the session, but I'm gonna just say you burst your way. This is a classic. I'm gonna just fast forward. You guys pull off like the old escape from the fortress.
Yeah.
A couple gunshots ring from the walls, and musket balls ricochet off stones, and you guys, with your captain, jump onto your ship, and with whatever crew came running and scrambling aboard, roll to see how many out of the 22 make it aboard, and you put up sails, and the ship turns, dodging cannon fire from the fortress, um, and you exit into the high seas. But Calico's grinning the whole time, and he's laughing, and he goes, "I've got it, I've got it," and he's holding up a piece of paper, and you're not sure where he hid it this whole time or whatever. But he's like, "I got it, boys and gals," and he spreads out on the table a map, and it appears to be a large island. Um, and it's been drawn, and the map, of course, is coarse and stained and tattered, but tough, made from some vellum. And as I said, drawn on it is a significant sized island, and you can see that somebody's kind of charted the outsides of it, the whole circumference. And along with it, there's another scroll of a different kind of colored vellum. You're not sure, different, completely different. And on it is scrawled parts of a captain's journal. And we'll conclude the adventure as you huddle around, and the captain, in his gratitude, he breaks out the rum and the best tobacco that they have left, and the crowd's cheering, and you're tending to his back and your other injuries if you have them, as he tells you the tale of him talking the governor out of this treasure map. And I'll show you a bit of information. Ooh, pardon me. They said it didn't exist, the Isle of Dread. I knew it did. We're going to be rich. Rich, I tell you, rich as the Sultan of Istanbul. I was going to say Constantinople. Okay, God damn it. Okay, I just have to hide some areas. Oh, she's instantly back. Okay, lay. Okay, turn on Fog of War. I got to turn on the Fog of War because I want to show you this map. You guys unravel. I have a different version of it, but for now this will do. This is the fabled Isle of Dread, I tell ya. We're gonna find it. What the hell? Oh. Can you see that?
Yep. It's in the bottom.
Yeah. So it appears to be, yeah, they now there's a big write-up I'm going to show you. Oh my god, cat. And I'll damn it. What's the best way I should do this? Actually, I have an idea. I'll just quickly snip this. Here's a journal entry you read. Bling. Oh my god, game. There we go. I'll post it in the Facebook. That's the best spot. Yeah, when the gale finally ended, we found ourselves approximately 7 days normal sailing distance due south of the Spalarum in the Thangaloth archipelago. And it's so on, and I'll let you read that. Or one of you can read it off the page.
Where am I looking here?
On Facebook.
Oh, okay. I closed that. I'm like, what are we talking about?
Actually, I can post it on actually I'll put it in Roll20. The same thing. I should have narrated it. Anyway. You know how to zoom in on Roll20?
Kind of. Oh, there we go. Gotcha.
So if you hold down left Alt, and use your scroll wheel, you can zoom in and out. Or you can use that bar on the right. I keep forgetting about that. So yeah, it goes on and tells of a dangerous, mysterious island and a black pearl. It's strictly coincidental to do anything with Pirates of the Caribbean. This is different black pearl. And Jack's eyes light up as he reads from the scroll. Apparently, this was taken from Blackbeard himself, who'd found the island. What say you?
I mean, I'm always down for treasure if that's what you're asking here. The secondary question I had was how hot was the governor's wife, but I feel like that's probably not an appropriate question at this time.
And the session ends with a roaring laughter. Classic. Indeed. And you probably had made no friends with the governor. Ooh.
No.
I don't think you did either, to be honest.
I threw a dagger into his chest today.
I've got his mustache.
And his sword.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay, so that kind of wraps the session. It was meant to be a short one. It's just not even 2 hours. Sort of to go over a few rules, a couple things I have to think about.